Alrighty, if you can hear me, somebody, as we get people in here, let me know. Yo, what's up, Walkie? How is the audio on your end? Okay, good to go. What's up, guys? As we get guys in here, just post whatever questions y'all got. This is the first time trying to do this kind of unannounced, so alrighty. See, I'm not seeing the number of viewers, so that's something I'm gonna have to work on too. But yeah, as you guys come in, just post your questions. I figured we just do an impromptu kind of Q&A here because I haven't had much time to film a video for y'all. So I figured I'd put something out at least here. What I trained today. So today was back and buys with some shoulders. What's going on? Wired tight. Weapon mounted light versus handheld. So as far as concealed carry, weapon mounted light versus handheld, I end up doing a lot of just having a handheld light in my pocket and running the gun just by itself. I've carried my MR920 before a lot with the TLR1 HL. So that's something that I've carried a lot. But normally I end up running like a Glock 43X or something like that with just a handheld light in my front right pocket. My state banned AR-15s. Any alternatives? I mean, a lot of the states dudes end up running like the SOCOM 16 from Springfield Armory. So that's what I've seen as a good option. And then you can run 7.62 NATO. So that's a cool option. Guys, let me know as we go through here how the audio is. Yeah, move states. I mean, that's obviously like the knee jerk reaction is okay, just move states. Like, why would you live in a tyrannical state or whatever? But some guys can't. So, everyone's financial situation is different. Oh, guys, before I forget, I should mention PSA is doing a ton of deals. Let me just go over here. I can read you some of them. Use the link. Hopefully, the description actually worked, and you guys can see the description of the video. They're doing a ton of deals. They got all kinds of Blim PSA lowers for $149, so 50% off for the Memorial Day. So you got $150 lowers, $159 lowers, all kinds of stuff, guys. You can go over there to PSA's site and check that out. The daggers, I mean, the daggers are coming in at I think around 150 bucks as well. You got a basically a stripped uh, parts kit 319. It was 650, selling for 319 right now. So guys, just check out PSA. Use the link. They have one of the dagger complete slides, RMR cuts with the freaking, American flag or whatever. So just use the link, guys, and I get a little bit of a kickback, and it helps fund the channel a little bit. So, as well as Right to Bear, the code is Freedom15. It's in the description for Right to Bear. Check that out as well, guys. Okay, let's look at some of these questions. Move states. I carry a 43X Ironside Slim minimal. Yeah, so I can't touch. I forgot. I can't show y'all. The point of this was going to be to show y'all what I conceal carry the most. So here's an example back here. It's a shoulder holster from Galco. It's a Glock 43X. Okay, I've carried a Glock 43X a ton. That was kind of the intent of the video, just to do like a 10-year AAR, an after action review after 10 years of concealed carry. But yeah, guys, I've carried in this fanny pack, this Adidas fanny pack, a ton. I've carried off body in the gym, uh, in the freaking Mystery Ranch pack. And these are just options that y'all can explore for off body carry, or less traditional. And then obviously, most of the time, I carry with NSR Tactical or a T-Rex Arms holster at the 4 o'clock. Okay, with the appendix with the T-Rex Arms, or uh, NSR Tactical at the 4 o'clock is going to be what I carry the most, guys. Just because it's the most convenient. Um, Now I have been carrying the M9A4 a lot recently for y'all, so that is something else that we'll get into. Let's see. I like handheld. Yeah, I mean, if you're carrying like a Glock 19 size gun, then weapon mounted light's an option. But typically, I'll carry that outside the waistband at the 3 o'clock and an iron side. Carry the Glock hot or cold. Oh, chambered, round chambered, at all times. The only time I recommend not having a round chambered is if you're off body carrying. Then and you need to make sure you have a good trigger guard. Yeah, one in the pipe always. Trigger discipline. Yep. I carry in my left pocket to keep my pistol hand clear. So pocket carry, you got to be real careful, guys. You want to make sure you have a good trigger guard on the weapon. Okay, you don't just want to throw it in a pocket. You know what I mean? So make sure if you're gonna do pocket carry that you have a good trigger guard that stays on. I personally don't recommend it unless it's like a revolver or your amber, and then you're just adding complexity to your draw. Um, AAC. Oh, dude, check out. Yes. So AAC ammo. Use the link in the description right now, dude. They're having a crazy Memorial Day sale. Shout out to Palmetto State Armory. They are my sponsor. Every time, yeah. So 26 cents a round. $259 for 1,000 rounds. Okay, on PSA's website. Use the link below to get y'all some ammo. They got all kinds of stuff. I think they got some. Let's see. Yeah, 124 grain. I could have swore they had a for all you 40 cal guys. Oh, it's 6 hour 9mm 124 grain jacket hollow point V crown elite performance 20 rounds. It was $25. Now it's $17 for a box of 20. So 87 cents a round. That's one of their big sales over there right now. If y'all need some carry ammo, guys, post your questions in the freaking chat so I can answer whatever questions y'all got. Playing Doom and listening to Trench. What's up, brother? I actually listen to the Doom Eternal. I think it's Doom Eternal soundtrack or Best Doom Eternal playlist or whatever in the gym all the time. Selling an impromptu LP, sitting in an impromptu LP, conducting property patrol when this juicy stream dropped. Hell yeah, heck yeah, Phoenix, awesome. Listening post, observation post with LPLP for those. Typically, it's what you use for early warning. You're not really in a LPOP to fight for military purposes. You're in a LPOP as to provide early warning with a radio or something like that, guys. What else we got? Yeah, I guess we can switch y'all over here. Trying to decide if I should eventually get a red dot for my three. So red dots are better, guys. Red dots are going to be faster. It's going to take a little bit of training, right? If you're going from iron sights your whole life to red dot, but they are faster and they are going to be better. Make sure you Loctite your optic on. I don't know how many times I've seen optics go flying across the range because dudes don't Loctite them on properly. RQ. Would I recommend carrying the mag outside? What? Are you trolling me, Doc? No, mag in the gun. Oh, are you saying carrying an additional mag? Yeah, typically I'll carry at least 2 additional mags because I'm paranoid. So I'll have the gun and then 2 additional. More so, not necessarily for ammo, but more for malfunctions with the magazine itself. Carrying M&P 2.0 compact, but want something smaller. Glock 43X or MP shield to stay. Um, I would, I like the 43X. It's a known quantity. I like Glock. I would recommend doing Glock if you want to get something that you're gonna end up carrying for like decade or so. I mean, I would just look at the Shadow Systems if you can afford to drop the money on it. The Shadow Systems Glock 43X, put a red dot on it right out of the box. I get like an EPS sight from Hall of Sun or something, and there you go. That's not just a carry gun, guys. You could use that for a lot of stuff. You get a Glock 48, and there you go. Now you got a Glock 48 size gun with a freaking EPS sight or something similar. I mean, that gun's going to do everything you need to do. Just stay away from these magazines right here. Okay, stay away from the Shield Arms magazines. I've had a ton of issues. Go check my video. It's when I first made this channel. I posted a video with the Shield Arms magazines. These things have a ton of issues, guys. I think I got some. What is this? I don't even know what this is. One of y'all post in the comments what type of hollow point this is. I think it might be Spear Gold Dot or something. But stay away from Shield Arms magazines, guys. I've had a ton of issues with them. I run standard Glock OEM stuff in my guns. Okay, let's see. Where do we leave off here? How do you manage to carry active duty? Okay, so if you're going to go on a military installation, obviously follow that installation's rules. You have to register it on the installation. You have to have it cased and separated from the ammo. So make sure if you're going on and off a military installation, you're following their restrictions that the post commander has. I'm not going to comment by installation. Just make sure you are separating it from the ammo, is completely unloaded in case, and that's actually registered before you bring it on. In Fort Riley, I did that a lot because when I lived on Riley, once you get used to shooting combat, you can't be. Um, yeah, so I fell in love with the Glock 43 specifically. Um, Obviously, carrying like a Glock 19 is or Glock 19 size gun, a compact size gun is going to be more confidence inspiring. But I would say if you can take the weight, carry the larger gun. But there is something nice about just throwing a Glock 43 or a Glock 43X on the hip with one or two additional magazines, and now you got a lightweight carry option. No problem, Trevor, because I carry a Glock 34. As crazy as that sounds for my big hands, it's always worked for me. Yeah, man. Guys. So I think all of y'all should know now. This is kind of fun. I think we'll do one of these every week. As you guys know, I'm a drill sergeant, so whenever I get time off work, which we don't get a lot of time, but when I do get time, I'm always filming for y'all. I think we're gonna do more of these live because I like to talk to y'all and touch base with everybody because I don't get time, especially for the homies in the Discord. I don't get time to actually link in with y'all throughout the week. Or was I? Because I carry a Glock 34, as crazy as that sounds. The Glock 34 is one of my favorite guns. Specifically, the MR 920L with the Holosun EPS sight. They're sending me a Holosun, the actual mount, so I'll have my Holosun EPS sight mounted properly here soon. But yeah, the Glock 34 is basically the same length as your 1911. So yeah, you get all the rounds, you get 9mm, you get all the velocity out of that barrel. Take a quick drink break, guys. Cheers, whatever you're drinking. I'll probably get some whiskey out, seeing it based on how long we go here. Pocket for my flashlight. Turd says, yep. So I'm still waiting. Doggy says, so I'm still waiting to turn 21 to get pistol. And I'm still deciding on SIG, M17, or Glock 19. So I've probably put more rounds through an M17 than most average soldiers have, just with all the competitions I got lucky enough to shoot and be a part of for some units that I was in. They're awesome. The SIG M17s are awesome, but they have a higher bore axis than the Glock, so that's something you're gonna have to keep in mind. You're gonna get more felt recoil flip or muzzle rise with the M17. Personally, I would just go with the Glock 19. I love the Glock 19. I've carried it at Glock 19 Gen 3. a Glock 19 Gen 4 and a Glock 19 Gen 5, and I've taken a course with the Glock 17 Gen 2, and I've loved them. Doc Swisher, I have a flashlight, the clip on. Yep, whatever. Just keep it simple, Doc. Yes, the Doom Gym music. I stay away from the smelling salts. I know a lot of y'all like to use the smelling salts. Unless you're really going for that PR, I would stay away from it, man. Personally, in the gym or M18. Yeah. What's what the different on this? What the different on the Sig M17? Oh, the M18 is just like your Glock 19 size slide. Again, I would unless you're a cop or maybe you're a soldier that is really using your M17 all the time, then fine. But I think you're gonna enjoy the Glock better than the SIGs. Um, SIG V Crown. Yep, that's the ammo that's on sale. I run an M17 for training slash LARP. I mean, yeah, you do what you want to do, man. What's up, dog? Risky sent me. Yep, awesome. What's up, dude? What dry fire lasers don't break? So dry fire. I wish I could show you. I have a dry fire target right here, guys. As far as dry fire, the first considerations on dry fire: make sure you unload your weapon, put the ammo in a different room, okay, and all the magazines that are going to be in the room with you, just make sure they're all unloaded, guys. Excuse my voice. We are just finishing up the first week of basic training BCT for our new cycle. So obviously, I've lost my voice, lost my train of thought. Oh, dry fire. Make sure you completely empty all the magazines that you're going to be using, and take the ammo from those magazines. Okay, here's some 7.62 by 39, just for demonstration purposes. Take all those rounds and put them in a different room. Okay, because you don't want to have a negligent discharge. And then just baby steps. Set your timer. Okay, get a pack timer like this. All right, and set the par time to like 2 seconds or 3 seconds, and then do a draw, and then do that 100 times. Okay, and then once you get an accurate shot at that 2 or 3 second mark, lower the time and lower the time, and actually focus on follow up sight picture. Don't just pull the gun out, crack off that one dry fire, then rack and reholster as fast as you can. No, practice getting that second follow up sight picture, guys. Excuse me. If you don't have a shot timer, a pack timer, you need to get one. Okay, you have to have one if you're actually going to get better as a shooter. All right, let's see. Stay away from the dry fire lasers, is my opinion. Glock 19 and Glock 26 for mag compatibility. I mean, the Glock 26, I owned one for a while. I ended up getting rid of it because they're super hard to rack in a stressful situation. Because you would have to get one with better, with front slide serrations, in my opinion. But yes, I've owned a Glock 26, and it is cool to have mag compatibility. Thoughts on the Glock 26? Oh, well, I owned one. Uh, I got it. I ran tons of rounds through it. I ended up getting rid of it just because the stiffness of the slide, because I was using it as like a backup gun and being able to rack it quickly in duress. I noticed that the stiffness of that slide was kind of off-putting compared to like the Glock 43. I know somebody in the comments was like, "You need to lift more weights or something." Whatever, dude. 26 seems nice. Yeah, I would just skip the 26. I would just either do a 43X or a 48, Glock 48, and then go straight to a 19. Mr. 11, yo, hey, Trent, what's going on? Yeah, they're kind of slacking, and the optics guns for the Glock 26. Being Croatia, I have an HSXD VHS 2S. I don't know what that is. Thinking of issues. Yep, switch to Glock. XDs are horrible. Guys, if you have an XD, sell it. Get a Glock or get a SIG or an MMP. Yeah, get rid of the XD if that's what you're talking about. It's trash. I trust CNC Jaw for the right optic. Not sure what you're talking about, guys. Make sure in your comment, if you're asking a question, put as much information as you can, so I can actually answer your question effectively. Gonna cost an extra $100 to get the slide cut, but it might end up being nicer. Guys, buy ones, cry ones. As I'm literally wearing a set of cries. Yeah, buy ones, cry ones, guys. You'll be happier in the long run if you just spend the money the first time in the product that you want, especially if it's something that's gonna save your life. If that product works. SOF, hi. How you doing? What's going on? Can you get a VHS in the States? VHS is like that weird bullpup, right? Oh, for I guess perks of tuning in live. Guys, we have an OG A3 that a viewer of the channel is sending me. So look forward to 3 videos when I get time on the OG A3. I'm looking forward to that, trying out a bullpup for the channel. It should be fun. For those just tuning in, check out the description. There's a link to Right to Bear for 15% off with the Freedom 15 code. Check out the Patreon in the description. And check out the Palmetto State Armory. They're doing a huge Memorial Day sale, and they are the sponsor of today's video, Palmetto State Armory. All right, where were we? VHS. I don't know anything about the VHS. I wish I liked the angle of man. Don't get stuck up with the way the gun looks. Focus on the way the gun functions. Got that frog voice, man. You have no idea. I had no voice a couple days ago because after the first 72 hours, when you pick up a new cycle, you're just yelling, yelling, yelling. You really don't have much time to eat or drink water or anything, so your voice just goes. Space says been carrying a Glock 19 for 5 years and I love it, but I'm interested to try. And I would stay away from the Beretta 92X. I'd stay away from it. I'd get the M9A4, or I'd go all the way and get an LTT Beretta from Lane the Tactical. Do you think it's more difficult to carry the 19, or is there not? 19 is super easy to carry compared to my M9. So if you're worried about ease of use and weight, just stick with your Glock 19. No, we're not even in turd. We're not even in red phase. We're in yellow phase. So it's yellow phase, then red phase, then white phase, then blue phase, and then red, white, and blue phase for basic combat training. So yellow phase is kind of like they're forming. You're just showing them all the basics of DNC and the basics of being in the Army down to the lowest level. Red phase is where they start building up as a team. So we're not even there yet. Is there a ban? Is there a ban of AR by name anywhere but Canada? Well, sorry if you're asking about gun laws. Sorry if you're in Canada, you should get out of Canada. Come be a U.S. citizen. I don't know though. Oof, Glock 27 is one of the hardest weapons to shoot. I would not recommend a Glock 27. I would not recommend 40 cal and that small of a gun for the untrained person, or even for the trained person. I mean, I suck with it and I shoot all the time. Stay away from 40 cal guys, is my opinion. I've never had one. Kevin says I've never had one malfunction with a Gen 1 or Gen 2 in 43X using aftermarket stock barrel. I have 15 mags from Shield with 3. Glad you say that, because where did I put it? 1 second. He's talking about Shield Arms mags, guys. And I'll just show you. So, because you really can't BS a BSer, right? So here's another Shield Arms mag. Here's another Shield Arms mag. Just to show you how much experience I have with them. Boom. So these are the mags he's talking about, guys. They are trash. These 20 round Shield Arms magazines. I have a whole video on these mags. They are trash. Keep training, Kevin. Keep training with them. I guarantee you, in about a year or so. How long have you been carrying it? Because after about a year, all of these Shield Arms magazines all started to malfunction like crazy. And someone in the comments is going to be like, put new springs in them. Well, here's the thing. Here's the one that sounds like a maraca. This is the one that I actually painted with the gun when I painted my 43X. This is a Glock 43 mag from ETS. I've had no issues with the ETS mags for the Glock 43. You can just use it as a size comparison. But the 20 round, so you get 10 or 10 to I think 12 rounds in this or so. and then you got 20 on your left. But these Shield Arms magazines are horrible, guys. Stay away from them. Use Glock OEM. Your life is not worth the compromise just for extra rounds that are probably going to malfunction. Or was I? SOF says he loves stormtroopers. Same. I got a stormtrooper tattoo. For those that don't know, boom. I love stormtroopers as well. IWI Masada. I have no experience with them. Camouflage paint on your pistol. I mean, I paint my. I can't show you the actual weapon. It's over there. I paint my handguns to remind me that they're tools, guys. But you can see the pattern that is on that one, is on that weapon right here. What's up, Trent? What's going on, TLC? Do I paint my pistols? Yes. I paint my handguns, as you can see right there. Don't worry about grip angle. Grip angle is something that amateurs say, okay, shoot the gun. Don't worry about the grip angle. A lot of guys get convinced to buy a 1911 or 2011 because the grip angle. I would say don't fall for that, guys. Just train. Buy a Glock 19 and train. You were OSA out at Knox. Awesome. Bro, I went in the Corps. Got the frog voice as a recruit. Yep. You're in Cali, and the 43 is. I mean, get out of Cali, my man. Is what I would say. Yeah, PSA. Check. PSA is the. They are the freaking sponsor of today's video. Check the description. They got all kinds of Memorial Day sales, guys. But they do make a good substitute. But I'm just gonna recommend sticking with OEM mags, guys. Like this. Just take the OEM Glock mag and take the rounds for sure, rather than the rounds maybe. Is my opinion. Train with cheap ammo and crap mags, you'll get really good at malfunction drills. Yeah, I mean, I like to build confidence in my actual carry system. So you should rehearse doing malfunction drills, but buying a $50 or $40 magazine just to have a malfunction on the range, on the flat range, is not a good investment in my opinion. For anyone just tuning in, check out the description below. I got a link to the Patreon. Okay, got a link to the Palmetto State Armory, who's a sponsor of the video. They got a Memorial Day sale going on, about 50% off a ton of products, and AAC ammo is popping off over there with the great deals, as well as Right to Bear. There's a code Freedom15. It's in the description. Click on the link and use the code, and you can get Right to Bear unlimited legal protection if you have to use your weapon in a self-defense shooting. All right, guys, keep posting your questions. Let's keep going through here. Train with cheap ammo. Okay, yep, we already covered that one. Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? I like it. I like the energy. Major difference of 40 and 9. Okay, let's talk about 40 and 9. 40 caliber versus 9mm. Okay. So for 40 cal and 9, guys, 40 cal is going to be more expensive. That's the first major con. 2, you get less bullets, okay, in the standard magazines than you will with 9mm. 3, and one of the biggest complaints I have for 40 cal is the guns are built on the 9mm frame, 9mm size. So if you're running a 9mm, or if you're running a Glock 23 or a Glock 22, look at the frame of the gun. It's built on a Glock 17 or Glock 19 size frame. So the weapon is gonna break faster than the 9mm because of the recoil impulse and the amount of energy and pressure, back pressure going into the frame of that weapon. Guys, stick with 9mm. Train with 9mm, and I promise you're gonna be happier with 9mm in the long run. Okay. Yeah. Avoid 40 cal is my advice, unless you're somehow you run across some sort of fictitious situation where you run across just a bunker full of thousands and thousands, like we're talking like thousands of rounds, and you somehow it's cheaper for you because you got this crazy deal. But even then, guys, 9 mil is the way of the future. And no, don't get up in the comments saying 10 mil, because 10 millimeter, in my opinion, never made it to the start point. That's coming from a paratrooper that was in Alaska for 3 years who owned a Glock 20 and 10 mil. It's just not worth. It's not, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. CZ P10. I got a lot of guys that would say that the CZ, the Glock freaking 19 that CZ makes, basically the CZ P10 or whatever, is a good thing. I've never had any experience with it, but a lot of buddies of mine have. What are some of my favorite holsters to carry? NSR Tactical at 4 o'clock. Boom. Not a sponsor, just something I like. T-Rex Arms. Okay. Safari Land, stuff like that. More specifically, what are some to stay away from? Stay away from leather holsters and Uncle Mike's holsters, guys. Stay away from them. Uncle Mike's holsters and leather holsters are the best way to have a negligent discharge. I know someone's going to say something about this. Galco holster. Well, typically, this is for off-body carry, so the weapon is not chambered. It is more for like the gym, throwing it. So I have a mag and the gun, putting it in the bag when I'm going to the gym. That's what I use. But stay away from leather, guys. Stay away from Uncle Mike's and cheap holsters. You want a good Kydex holster. Where were we? Practice how you play is what the core always told us. You just subbed to the Patreon. Mr. 11, welcome to the Patreon. After this live stream, I'll send you a link to the Discord. Just shoot me a message over there on Patreon to remind me. But thank you. Thank you for your support, guys. 9 millimeters for teenage girls, 45 APL the way. Patty Leather, you need some training. You need some training. Get some training, man. 9 millimeter, this is the way. Yep. And stay away from 300 blackout. Absolutely. 300 blackout never made it to the start point. Okay. Stay away from it. 5.56 is the way. P365 XL, best of all. I have a buddy. I'm not going to say his name. He's in the Army as well. I actually convinced him to get a P365 XL because it fit. It literally was like the perfect fit for magazine capacity. He was going to use it for home defense and for concealed carry. So it ended up working out great. Never thought of the same frame size. Good info. Guess all of my stippled frames will need some new 9mm barrel soon. Make sure if you're going to switch out the barrel of a 40 cal to 9mm that you test it, because that is just inviting it's inviting malfunctions. Okay, so make sure you test it. I know there's a lot of Glock 22 conversion stuff that you can get your Glock 22 over to like a Glock 17 with a new barrel and stuff. Just make sure you run hundreds of rounds through it to make sure it's actually functioning reliably. Fed Up American says my first EDC was 40 of the West. I still carry it from time to time. Mine too. Excuse me. My first EDC was a Glock 23, and I was carrying it. I don't even remember. Probably some FUD way. I think I had a Blackhawk holster or something super fuddy. It was like 12 years ago. I have since sold that gun. Yeah. Stay away from 40 cal. Let me guess, you need more than a 380. Yes. I mean, will a 380 kill you? Absolutely. If you hit them in the heart, hit them in the lungs, hit them in the brain, hit them in the groin, they bleed out. Yes. But you get, for just a little bit more size, you get a 9mm. So now you got a better projectile. Okay. More universal. You can buy a case of 9mm anywhere in the world. You can't buy a case of 380 anywhere in the world, by the thousand easily. Ruger Mini 14 thoughts. Romo Loco, I would stay away from it. Just get an AR. Use the link down below My sponsor of the video today is literally Palmetto State Armory. You use the link and you can get an AR for $150. Like, guys, look at the description. Click on the description. Go in there and just buy whatever you want. Right? If you don't have a dagger, a PSA dagger, use the freaking link below and go get you a dagger for cheap. Okay? PSA sponsor the video. There's no reason to. Uh, Now's the time. Like, even if they weren't a sponsor, you can go back um, before PSA was a sponsor of the channel. You can go back and see. I've always said that they have good stuff. So it just happens that it worked out. I reached out to them just to give you guys some background on how the sponsorship happened. I was like, hey, the channel is starting to pick up a little bit. I'm looking for my first sponsor, and they look through my stuff, and we have like-minded stuff. So shout out to PSA. But yeah, check the link, guys. If you don't have a dagger, go down there and get a dagger. They're compatible with all Gen 3 stuff. So you can put it on your Gen 3 lower, your Glock Gen 3 lower, and go down there and get you whatever AR stuff you need while it's on sale from them and AAC ammo. All right, where was I? You got me on a rant. 45 ACP stopping power is superior to 9mm. That is not true. There, Garantham literally has a video on this from like a month ago testing. I don't know if you're trolling or not. Not 45 stopping power is what FUDs say on the flat range. Get some training. Go watch Grantham's video. Melts in your hand. Not sure what you're referring to. Nightfall Customs for Kydex holster. What's up, everyone? What's going on, Night? Thoughts on modding, upgrading my carry gun? Do I lean more towards leave your carry gun the way it comes? Just put an optic on it or put some night sights on it, whichever you want to do. Metal night sights or an optic that is quality, and just leave it. Do you lean more towards stock or tricked out for carry? Stock. Stock Glock. The only thing, the farthest I've ever gone for tricked out is the Shadow Systems. Watch my video from yesterday on all the issues I had with it. So, with that being said, always stick with stock when your life depends on it, guys. Here we go. Thoughts on modding, upgrading your carry gun? I already answered that. If you EDC at HK USP, you're doing it wrong. That's a big gun, man. HK USP can shoot 45. Why are we still talking about 45? Dude, there's no argument in 2023 of 45 versus 9. The argument is dead. It's been tested on ballistic dummies. It's been tested on live humans. Look at what police officers and military are using. We're using 9mm because it does the job. You don't need a 45. Anyone that says you need a 45 in 2023 needs to get some training. Man. Cheers, guys. MFT middle. Let's see. If you suspect bears, you better be carrying a 357 at least. Let me tell you a story. BV. I went to Alaska. Okay, I was assigned to an airborne unit there, and the first thing I bought was a 44 Magnum. It was a Model 69 Smith & Wesson 44 Magnum, and I carried it, and then I switched over to a Glock 20 and 10mm. Why did I switch over to a Glock 20? Well, because I had less rounds and I wasn't confident because I didn't train. I didn't train with the revolver, so I sold the revolver and I switched over to the Glock 20. I should add an anecdote. I also had a Model 29. When I had the Model 69, I had a Model 29, and I got rid of the Model 29 and the Model 69 Smith & Wessons because they were heavy and you didn't have that many rounds. And I didn't train enough with them. And then I got a Glock 20, chambered in 10mm. And guess what? I got rid of it. Why do you think I got rid of it? Because I didn't train enough with it. And the ammo was too expensive and it was too heavy. The last year in Alaska, I carried something that's going to surprise a lot of you. I carried a Colt 6920 with a carry handle with a white light in my bag, and at night I would put the white light on the gun. So I ended up going as lightweight of a rifle as I could with that Colt 6920 with 30 round magazines with green tip and M193. I don't remember how I did it, but yeah, just alternating. Don't fall for the hype of the whole 10 mil and 44 Magnum stuff. More bears are killed in Alaska every year with 9 millimeter than any other caliber, and it's not because 9 millimeter is the preferred cartridge, it's because that's what people are carrying the most. So on average, more bears get killed. Look it up. It is a fact. And also 357, you're only going to get six to 8 rounds on average. It's not enough. No, it's not enough. I'd say just go with a rifle with a good sling. Swap your 40 to a 9. Yeah, just be careful if you're converting from a 40 to a 9. Just make sure you actually go with a reputable company and you test it a lot. My father had to down a moose with a 45 ACP and it took a reload. Yeah, don't, guys. The internet is a great asset, right? Use it. Actually get out there and look. Like, look at what people are carrying and using. They're carrying 9 more than any other time in history. Like, obviously, World War I and World War II is where 9 millimeter Luger started becoming a big thing. But now everyone's carrying a 9. Military, police, everyone. Like, obviously, there's somebody in Texas is going to go, oh, we carry 357 SIG. Yeah, you are the exception, not the rule. All pistol rounds suck. Yes, they do. Keegan, you're correct. All pistol rounds do suck. But why not have more pistol rounds? Because having more rounds is always better. Let's move on here. Hollow points are a game changer. Keegan says, yeah, just make sure you actually test them in your gun and get training with them. Most guys will buy, let me find some hollow points here. Most guys will buy some shiny hollow points, right? But guess what they're not going to do? They're not going to run drills with it, and they're not going to switch out their hollow points. So they're going to start to look all bronze and oxidized like this one right here. If you buy a dagger, be sure to grab the extra striker. Knight says, mine's been running good, but if you have experience, share it down below. PSA, I had an issue with the rear sight. For anyone just joining in again, they are the sponsor. They have tons of deals. Check the description below. There's a ton of freaking stuff down there for y'all. A lot of 50% off stuff. But on the dagger, I have 2 videos on the dagger. Been very honest about the dagger. When I had issues with my PSA dagger, I hit up Palmetto State. They hit me up. I was just on Instagram. I had tagged them. This is before YouTube, and they hit me up. They sent me, what did they send me? Oh, they wanted to know how many rounds, when I bought the gun, how many rounds, what I'd done to the gun, and everything. And they were super supportive. They offered for me to send it in. I just tightened the freaking rear sight myself. But yeah, good customer service for PSA. Keegan says, run good ones and cycle them through your gun. Yep. I think he's talking about hollow points. Run good ones and cycle them through your gun. P365 melts in your hand. Yep. They're good guns. We were all FUDs when I think is what he's talking about. Not sure what you're referencing there. Do I send for H&K? No, I don't think I own anything that is H&K product. I know they make good stuff, but I've just never been interested in their stuff. Steven says, I had one Shadow Systems and had to change out a lot of parts like springs with OEM to keep it reliable. I had to put 500 rounds through a Shadow Systems MR920 and a Shadow Systems DR920L. And after I got around the 400 to 500 round mark, they started becoming 100% reliable. With the Shadow Systems MR920, I had to replace the firing pin. Stay away from 10 mil. Expensive to train with, expensive to just in general. You're not gonna for every 1 round of 9 mil. You could have, what is it, for every 1 round of 10 mil. I think you could have almost 3 rounds of 9 mil. Someone look up the prices. A bear can survive a lot, but they're just a living thing like anything else. So you just shoot it in the brain. But they have a lot of adrenaline. There's all kinds of stuff out there on that. 9mm 124 plus P plus is a great choice for woods carry. As long as you can hit what you're aiming at. Yes, I'd put a red dot on it. Oh, anonymous friend is asking what model number holster for that M9A4. Go to eBay. There's like one person selling it. It's a black Safariland. Just look up M9A4, or join the Patreon, and my dudes in the Discord will send you over because you'll get into the Discord if you join the Patreon, and they'll send you the freaking thing, the link. It's like one dude on eBay selling M9A4 holsters, but they don't have a weapon mounted light, you can't. It's not made for a weapon mounted light. However, it does have the Safariland QLS system already on it, so you can just click it right in when you get it, which is awesome. The whole carrying a 9 because it's softer recoil for women, I don't subscribe to that. I'm sure there's a lot of women that could outshoot me and a lot of women that could outshoot you. It just comes down to training. There's a ton of females are getting into the gym more so now than ever before, and I think this whole stereotype of women can't handle recoil is total BS, and I don't subscribe to that at all. And if you do, you might want, if it's your spouse or a friend of yours that you're saying they can't handle the recoil, you might want to get to the range or get them in a class so they can get some training. Thoughts on no gun signs, aka criminal friendly zones? I'm not a lawyer. It comes down to what your life is worth, Andrew. What is your life worth? That's all I'm going to say on that, on no gun signs. I'm not a lawyer, so you do follow your state and local laws. But just remember, this comes down to what your life is worth. Cheers, guys. What do y'all think? Do we need to get some whiskey up in here? Put a whiskey glass in the comment section if y'all want to get some whiskey going. Let's see. Beard or no beard? I wish I could have a beard, but I am a drill sergeant. Smash that. Yep, smash that like button if you enjoy this discussion, guys. Knight says use the internet. Yeah. Nowadays, like just like this discussion we're having right now, like if you agree with what I'm saying or not, you know, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, take the good stuff that you think I'm saying and leave the bad. Just like any internet gun tuber, right? We all have different experiences. For those that don't know who I am, I'm an active duty infantry dude. I'm currently serving as a drill sergeant in the United States Army. I've competed and all that, and I've shot trash in the woods, right? So take whatever I say with a grain of salt, right? Take whatever your favorite YouTuber, gun tuber advice and leave the bad, and test stuff out on your own, guys. I could sit here and tell you, the sky is green, but you go outside and see it's blue. You use your own judgment. It's your life, guys. Okay. I'm only telling you my experiences. I think most of y'all will understand that. I'm giving you my experience. Okay. Use the internet. Yep. We already talked about that. Carry a rifle in your vehicle or no? Andrew, follow your state and local laws. If I'm doing a road trip, I'm bringing a rifle with at least 10 magazines, armor, and a helmet and nods. That's what I do for rifles in the vehicle. I mean, it comes down to what your life is worth. So are you willing, if you're going on a long road trip or going somewhere and you get there and you're in a hotel and something kicks off, like you might want to have a rifle. Rifles are what does the work. Handguns are a defensive tool, but rifles do the work. Jonathan says he bought a crossbreed holster for his XD9 compact. Not my EDC, but that pistol is so easy to shoot. Here's what I'm going to say. Stay away from XDs and stay away from crossbreed holsters. Um, if Jonathan, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm not trying to attack you, but if we went out to the range just for 2 days and ran that crossbreed holster with an XD9, by the end of it, you'd be selling it. You'd be buying a Glock 19 and a T-Rex Arms iron sight holster or a Safariland holster for your battle belt, and I promise you, you'd be a lot happier. Guys, none of this is an attack on anybody. Um, This is just my experiences, and I have seen XD9s fail more than anything else. XDs are just bad. I'm just gonna skip way down to Patty's asking why crossbreed. It's nothing against the company. It's just the leather and the kydex. It doesn't click in like something like this. I wish I could show you. I can't touch any weapons while on a live stream, but uh, a NSR Tactical or a T-Rex Arms holster. Okay, not sponsors. I just love them. They actually clicks in around the trigger guard, and it's got good retainability and retention. And this is a one-way clip. Okay, I should get NSR as a sponsor because I love them. It's a one-way clip. That means when it's clipped around your belt, it can't come off unless you intentionally want it to come off. Okay. For all the people just tuning in, there's a ton of discounts. Palmetto State Armory is the sponsor of the video. Check the description. There's a ton of 50% off stuff over there on PSA. If you use the link down below, I get a kickback, and it helps fund this channel and helps motivate me on my one day off to actually film and do something for y'all. Because I be working 16-hour days, 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. So yeah, check everything. If you need a legal representation, check out Right to Bear in the description below. There's Freedom 15 code, gives you 15% off for unlimited legal protection if you have to use your weapon in a home defense shooting. All right, here we go. Skipping ahead here. Where were we? Is your vehicle unattended for long periods during the day? BV, I assume you're talking about having an unsecured weapon in a vehicle. I would say use your common sense and don't leave weapons unsecure in a vehicle if you don't have it locked up. Use some common sense, guys. Any experience with the Underwood Extreme Defenders? No. Over traditional hull points? No experience. But I've the Underwood ammo. That's not true. They over penetrate a lot. There's a bunch of gel tests showing them over penetrating a lot. So yeah, just check. You do your own research on them, but I would just go with some 124 grade. This stuff. I really should know what I'm carrying, guys. This, whatever this is, the Federal HST. Of course, it's not going to show up. This is what I carry, guys. Federal HST or 124. Either carry Federal HST or SMB 124 grade NATO ammo like this. That's what I carry because I train with it. I guess I could have just showed you this. Boom. Okay. Has anyone used the PSA 308? I have not. Here's the thing though. For PSA, if you're gonna get a 308 chambered AR-10 from PSA, this is what I would do. If you're balling out of control, break it, and they're gonna fix it for you. And now you have an awesome. You're basically using a free gun. Someone's gonna be like, yeah, but in real life, if it breaks, I'm screwed. Yeah, but for right now, if you're trying to figure out if the PSA 308 is good, buy one, and they have awesome customer service. And if you're not relying on it, you're just trying to get into a 308. Yeah, man, try it out. PSA has a ton of AR deals. They're bringing back the retro line. That's why I wanted them to be a sponsor of this channel because they are awesome and they take care of their people. If you're near a vehicle at all times, you leave it out of sight. I mean, I don't recommend leaving weapons unsecure. You got to think who you're talking to here. And infantry drill sergeant. You don't leave a weapon unsecure. Just asking to get your stuff taken. The AAC 556. Yep, Keegan, I already know what you're talking about. It's great. Check out the freaking ammo deal in the description below, guys. I get some money back for it. You get 50% off ammo. It's awesome. Chop Gutta says 45 is smoother than a snappy 9. I think you need to go to the range and get some training. And I'm not talking about the flat range. Go run some drills like you see on my channel. And you can literally see me on the channel shoot a 1911 5-inch at chambered in 45 and shoot a Glock 19. And you can literally look at the performance of both with an experienced shooter shooting both weapons on the same exact drill. And guess which ones perform better? The 9. So I disagree. All right. Everyone's saying whiskey, so I will politely ask my wife if she can bring up a whiskey. 1 second, guys. Here, we'll keep answering questions while I hit her up. Shake is asking, did I get the jab? Well, I'm active duty, so I'm going to let you use your deductive reasoning on that question. Moving on here. Hey, can you bring up a drink by chance? Just check your text. Chad is asking for a whiskey. All right, I love you. Thank you. All right, shout out to Trench Wife. She's awesome. All right, let's. The whiskey's on the way, guys. 45 equal, guys. Patty, I think you're trolling me, man. You got to get some training, brother. I love 45 ACP just as much as chicken breast and apple pie and all the American things, right? But at the end of the day, like numbers don't lie. And don't say two world wars. I like it for the nostalgia too. So I'll meet you halfway. I love it for the nostalgia, 45 ACP, but for real work, it's gonna be 9mm for me. All y'all are awesome. Stay safe. Keep shooting. Hate to leave, but I gotta go get some tacos. Peace out, Night. Thanks for being here. Um, yeah, check out the PSA 308 AR10. They're on sale. Check the description. Like I already said, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. If you use that link and buy something with the description, I get a small kickback and it helps me stay in business for this channel. Steven says, I've seen a lot of XD pistols go down in high round count classes. It's a common first gun. Yeah, but so here's my thing. Why would you buy a Springfield XD if you could get a Glock 19 Gen 3 cop trade in? Or a Glock 17 Gen 3 cop trade in. That Glock 17 Gen 3 is going to last your entire freaking life. Like, there's no reason in 2023 that you could get a dagger. You could get a PSA dagger, the mid-size one, the freaking Glock 19 PSA dagger for like $300, $250 today if you use my freaking link below. And there you go. Like, check the daily deal. In my opinion, there's no excuse to get anything other than a reliable striker fired gun. Shake asks ballistic or bump helmet. Well, I don't have my helmet here, but if you're just looking for a method to carry or use night vision, then bump. If you're wanting something that's going to stop handgun rounds and shrapnel and actually fight with, I mean, think about it. Someone kicks down your door and somehow you had time. There's one of my subscribers the other day had somebody outside their door for 5 minutes trying to break in. The cop response time was 2 hours. He had time to put his handgun down in front of him, put his armor on, put his helmet on, and his wife, I think, grabbed his rifle. And he had five. They were out there for 5 minutes trying to break in the door. And apparently, the police response time was 2 hours. But he said it was the scariest 5 minutes of his life. But think about it, guys. If you and I are going to get in a gunfight, and I have a helmet on and I have armor on, like that beats bump helmet immediately. So Shake, it comes down to what your life is worth. If you can afford an off-score helmet, here's some of my armor for work back here, guys. If you can afford an off-score helmet, get some. I mean, get some good armor. Here's one of my plate carriers, guys. Get some good freaking armor. If you're gonna get in a fight, you might as well bring armor. Okay, this is an AC1 from T-Rex Arms, and you can click your DC3RX onto it very easily, guys. How do I personally stay motivated? Love my energy, Jonathan. I get motivated from y'all. And financially is part of it, guys. To help me stay motivated because I'm using my own ammo, I'm using my own resources, and I'm buying weapons for the channel. Like the M9A4 came out of my pocket, so I bought the Beretta M9A4 from my money. So yeah, guys, I love making the videos. We've been kind of we're starting to get a little bit more funding, but every bit helps, guys. I'll be totally transparent. Once we're not meeting ends meet yet as far as the channel. Like we're spending this much and we're getting like this much, but once they even out and we're spending the same amount as we're making, then this is awesome because that means you guys are getting whatever knowledge that I have to give you, and I'm having fun making it. As long as I break even, I'm happy. So check the description. Anything, if you can afford it, anything you want to give, I'm extremely grateful, guys. So yeah, check. I'm not trying to like sit here and beg for money, but I'm just saying my time with my family, right? I'm using my time right now instead of with my family to talk to y'all. And it's my one day off, right? So that's just an example. But we all make a choice, and this is the choice I'm making. Moving on. Yeah, thanks, man. Stay motivated, drink water, and beat the heat, right? No firearms on it. Yeah, no firearms unattended in the vehicle. No firearms unattended. If you have children or people coming in to your house, that weapon should be amber and it should be locked up or on your person. You should never just leave a weapon laying around. Serious for life. Cyrilus. I don't know what your name is, brother. AAC 115 or 124 FMJ for the win. Yep. And they just happen to be a sponsor, so it works out, right? So if you go buy stuff from them, you're basically, if you go buy ammo, if you need 9 mil right now and you go buy it from PSA, you're basically giving me a few rounds to keep training with the channel, guys. So it's kind of cool. Keegan said if you do buy a 308 on sale today, uh, on sale, upper and lower separate, you can save a few hundred sometimes. Yeah, man. I don't want to spend too much more time talking about the sponsor, Palmetto State Armory, in the description, guys. But if you need an AR or an AR-10 or a dagger or ammo, check the freaking link. Okay. Mr. 11 said gear drift is a gift. Yep. Uh, yeah. If you don't actively have your hands on it, then it's not your gear. Now it's the Army's gear, right? Like they say in the Army, uh, there's no thieves in the Army. Everyone's just trying to. There's only one thief in the Army, but everyone else is just trying to get their stuff back, right? Thoughts on Prism scopes? Check out Primary Arms. See Chris. They have a bunch of good ones. The 3x ones from Primary Arms seem to be working really good. So go check them out. Let's see. XT9 is just a fun gun for you. I mean, I feel for you, brother, because the XDs are trash. I would get something better. Here we go. Any experience with the dagger? Yeah, I own a dagger. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Does this have Coke in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you taste it?
Yeah, I'm gonna taste it. Cheers, guys. The whiskey delivery is finally here. Cheers. Why does this look like it's gonna be strong?
I don't know. Is it strong? It's not.
It's strong, but it's good.
Okay. Well,
All right.
we only have one Coke left
Okay.
in the whole house right now.
Well, you made it happen. Cheers. Thank you.
Enjoy your Q&A.
Okay. Shout out to Trench Wife hooking it up with the whiskey. Cheers, guys. All right, moving on. Any experience with the dagger? Yeah, I own a dagger. I love it. I wish I could. I wish I wasn't doing this YouTube thing. I would have bought 4 of them instead of the freaking Beretta M9 A4, because then I'd have 4 guns. I could freaking lock them up around the house, and have 4 freaking PSA daggers. I get really excited about the PSA dagger because they're so cheap and they take Glock 19 mags. It's basically a Glock 19, and they come with like 10 freaking magazines when you buy one. Man, don't make me shill any harder for PSA, guys. I love them. The main reason police switched between different pistol calibers was because powder in the 80s, 90s. Listen, you get more bullets with 9 mil. Okay, it's less recoil. It's basically the universal cartridge, right? For America is 9 mil now. You can't really argue with that, guys. 9 mil, and there's going to be a bunch of this laying around too. 7.62 by 39, steel or steel case stuff, or I guess this is probably the lacquered stuff from it's the new I think Romanian ammo. What else we got here, guys? Post your questions. I'll keep this live going for a little bit longer, so we can probably another 30 minutes. So that way you guys can ask all your questions for this Q&A. Thoughts on Hensley says thoughts on Glock 48 versus Glock 19. I own 2 Glock 19s, 19X and a Shadow Systems MR920. I own a Glock 43 and a Glock 43X. I wish I owned a 48. Um, I I really think I'm going to get into a 48 because with the 10+1 with the OEM magazines and it's so slim. Um, Hensley, go with whatever one you want. But if you're balling on a budget, you can basically get two daggers, two Glock 19 daggers right now. If you use the link Hensley in the description, you can get two of them for the price of the one Glock 48. So Jonathan says, "Thank you for my service." Hey, dude, we're you. I'm doing what I like to do. You're doing what you like to do. Not everyone has to serve, man. But thank you. But I love pews. Yeah, man. It's good training. Glock Blue Label. Been using it for 10 years. There you go, dude. Blackbird 9 mil. Remember when you could get a Glock for like was it $400 with Blue Label discount? The Glock Blue Label discount. I think it used to be $400. You could get a freaking Glock, and man, those were the days. I should have bought more, but I was busy growing up in the army and growing up in life, so I just had my Glock 19, and then I had my Glock 23 Gen 4, I think, when it was brand new, somewhere around there, and then I had my Glock 19. Chop says, I love the dagger slide and it's worked fine without any hiccups. I've only used the OEM PMAX though. Yeah. Um, for the dagger that I have, it took 200-ish rounds. I had that weird. If you go watch the video, cheers guys. If you go watch the videos on the channel, I had some weird growing pains, and then the rear sight loosened itself. They hit me up first on Instagram, and I think I already told that in this live stream. But awesome customer service for PSA. Um, IP says proud Patreon supporter. Checking in. What's up, brother? Thank you. You're what motivates me. Everybody, shout out to IP. Have a Patreon member in here. David Lee Roth or Sammy Hager. No experience. I must be a Zoomer or something. G43 or G45. I wish I had mine in here. I think I have the 43, right? The tan one. Go after this. You have to go look at one of my videos. I think I have the 43. I think it's the bigger one, not the smaller one, but it's awesome. It's been on so many guns, dude. Um, like, yeah, I love it. EOTech magnifiers are awesome. I think I have the bigger one. Jamaican. IP says, anyone else hate lock sides or is it just me? The only reason, man, I wish I could show you this 43 sitting here. Um, but yeah, stock Glock sights suck. Um, let's see. That's a dumb reason. I'm not sure what you're talking about. The 7. IP says unpopular opinion, but Glocks are overhyped. I mean, I love them, obviously, as we've basically been talking about striker fired handguns for the past hour. Um, let's see. Keegan says, "Oh, 9mm is definitely the way. People just look at tech from the 80s and 90s, base their life on it." I mean, so people let nostalgia get into their choice when it comes to picking a firearm for personal protection. Don't I would say don't let nostalgia dictate your life, guys. I mean, if you like 1911s and you're gonna get one or carry one at 45 ACP, just know that you're giving up a lot of performance. But make sure you train. I'm not like hating on you for doing it. Just make sure you actually train with that 1911, and make sure you know what it's gonna do when you're under stress. Let's see. It says 7 says I don't own a Corvette because it has bad tires. Replace them. I mean, this is my recommendation. Here we go again. The dagger. Okay, he's talking about the Glock sights, but the dagger comes with metal night sights. So just get a freaking dagger. There you go. Hensley said the link will be used. Thank you. Rock on, dude. Thank you. 7 popular opinion. Glocks are fielded by yep. He's saying Glocks are fielded by anyone doing serious work. I agree. I mean, There's a reason why in 2014, when I was a young team leader in the Army, I attended a course, and guess what gun? We showed up to the course. I guess here's perks of tuning into the live stream. Here we go. So I showed up to this course. This is called the ISTC Basic CQB course. We all showed up with our with our battle belts and our Safari Land, um, freaking holsters for our M9A1s. So we show up to this course with M9A1s. The instructors were a bunch of Dutch SF dudes, right? It was like a rotating thing of what the instructors were like. Every NATO country every year had to give a certain amount, so we got the Dutch ones, and they were teaching us on basic CQB. We show up with the M9A1s, they laugh. They're like jacked out of their freaking minds, like tatted up dudes. One of them was a skinny dude, like a swimmer body. It's just funny because they start laughing and they're like, nope. They say we're going to give you a choice, but there's a bunch of par times, right, to pass the course. And they said it was going to be very hard for us to perform to their standards with the M9A1. So they said, leave them here or whatever. Tomorrow, turn them back into the arms room. We're going to give you a bunch of Glock 17 Gen 2s to use for the course. Man, shout out to those instructors. I don't remember their names, or else well, I guess I can't give them a shout out anyway because they're probably still active duty SF dudes. But yeah, it was funny because we show up with these M9A1s. They're like, you're not using those. You're gonna use the Glock 17 Gen 2s, and those Glock 17 Gen 2s ran and ran, no issues. I think there was like 30 of us in the class, not a single malfunction at all. Like to note, I'm sure there's a few tap racks out there, but nothing catastrophic and no performance issues. And it was really easy for them to train all of us. It was team leader level. So kind of your E4 corporal and E5 sergeant level that attended the course, and we showed up. A lot of my buddies didn't know anything about the Glock at all. We were in Germany, so they weren't able to conceal carry there. And they're literally like, put the thing in the thing hard, rack the thing, keep your finger off the trigger. Gave us like a 20-minute course on the Glock. And next thing you know, the next week we were out there just burning thousands and thousands of rounds with these Glock 17 Gen 2s and no notable issues at all. That's what really started my love affair for the Glock right there. I don't know how I got on this tangent, but there you go. Oh, it's because Seven said popular opinion that Glocks are fielded by anyone doing serious work. I agree. Crazy as what are my personal standards for checking proficiency with a concealed carry gun? I mean, there's no real standards. You can do the T-Rex arms drills that he has on his website, that Lucas has on his website. Make sure you can safely carry it. Make sure you can safely draw it and engage, right, and reholster effectively. Make sure you can reload it, shoot and move. You just got to keep training. Attend a course is what I would say. Crazy horse. Attend a course, and that's how you're going to know if you're proficient with your gun. C says just bought the closest thing to an AR that he can have in Canada. Probably gonna go with the primary arms 3x Prism. Thanks. Awesome. That's an awesome choice, brother. Mike Brown, will I ever get into LVPOs? I am getting away from LPVOs. I have one on my safe downstairs that I'm trying to sell. Actually, it's the Viper PST Gen 2. Okay, I don't like them because yes, you get a lot because you have magnification options. You don't have true one times on most of the budget or $1,000 and less budget options. The one time sucks. They're huge. Most LPVOs are huge. They add weight and complexity. I like to do either a holographic EOTech with an EOTech magnifier or a simple red dot with an EOTech magnifier. Do daggers fit in Glock 19 holsters? Um, Make sure you buy an actual holster for the dagger. I I run the dagger slide on a Shadow Systems lower. So I don't know about the frame. So I'm pretty sure you're going to want to buy a specific dagger holster. And I know T-Rex Arms is offering one for it. Jonathan says Glock 43X X macro is the best carry gun in existence. I think he's talking about the Glock 43X, and yeah, it's a good option. Not sure what he means by the macro, but let's see. Here in Florida, A 19 will run you 450 out the door. There you go. 450 for Glock 19. You really can't beat it. Raven says, just got here. Y'all talk holsters trench. We talked about Safari Land. Here's a Safari Land right here. This is what I use for my my duty belt right here. I just paint it with some freaking Rust-Oleum or whatever pattern. So this is what I use. Safari Land something. I don't know if it has a nomenclature on it anywhere. But yeah, this is the holster I use for duty. That's what I use in the gym a lot right there for my Glock 43X. Okay. There's an Adidas bag. Here's an NSR tactical holster. Okay. For anyone just tuning in, check the description below. Palmetto State Armory is the sponsor of today's video. There's a Memorial Day sale going on for that. A lot of stuff on 50% off on the daily deals, as well as the Patreon, $5 a month. If everyone in here right now went and became a Patreon, I mean, that would pay for the next 2 months worth of freaking videos and ammo and time right there. So check out the Patreon in the description, guys. It greatly helps me out, as well as Right to Bear. There's a code Freedom15 in the description that's going to help you out, save 15% off with that code. Just make sure you use the link down below. Cheers, guys. And shout out to my wife for bringing this up for the video. He said, Shake says you can set up a second camera and stream a different angle to the Discord to show stuff that YouTube does not like. I mean, I think next live stream, I'll pre-position rifles and handguns, and I won't be able to touch them, but I can at least show them to y'all as references, right? For anyone tuning in now, we talked about Shield Arms magazines tonight. They are trash, guys. Here, I have a ton of them laying out here in front of me that you can't see. Like a ton of them. They suck. I have a ton of experience. Here's another one. I have a ton of experience with them. They suck. Stay away from them. Oh, excuse me. Where was I, guys? In a woods inoculation says gonna cop some of that AAC 77 grain. Well, please use the freaking link down below so I can get a little bit of ammo myself, my brother. But awesome, yeah. Check out PSA. Check out the link below. It helps pay for the channel. Michael Johnson says XS sites good? Question mark. They're good. Yeah, they're not going to be they're not a precise option, but they're a good option. Shout out to James Yeager, rest in peace. He was hitting plates at 100 meters with the Glock 19 with XS sights, so they're good enough for defense. 7 says 77 grain is awesome stuff. Yes, it is. That AAC. If you're not tracking what we're talking about, guys, the AAC 77 grain ammo. Check the link for the PSA thing down below. They are awesome. Moving on. Do I have any experience with CZs? No. What do you think of the Stava? I've owned an M70 and an M92. I still own an M70. They're heavy, but they work. If you're getting into an AK, I would recommend getting a freaking PSA GF5. Right? I feel like this conversation keeps coming back to PSA. Get a PSA GF5 in the link below, or get one of their AK 103s. They're probably on sale right now. Let's go look. Like, why would you get an M70 if you could just get a PSA? Go over to their daily deals right now. And for those of you, let's see. So I'm on the link. We're looking at, what do y'all want to see? Let's see, rifles. Daily deals for rifles. Let's see. Guys, there's all kinds of freaking deals. $549 for a 16-inch, basically a Colt. It's the PSA P15 for $549. It's $300 off right now. Here you go. I don't know if this is gonna work. We'll try. It's not gonna work, guys. Yeah, go over, check it out. I think I was looking for someone's AK deal. Holy cow. Okay, so they have a Remington 870 hardwood home defense 12 gauge pump shotgun for $100 off, $120 off for $429 right now. They got a Mossberg Shockwave for $200 off. Guys, there's all kinds of freaking deals on the link below. Just check it out. I'm not I'm not gonna sit here and scroll for too much longer because there's so much. Here's the awesome deal right here. For anyone that's watching this that needs a go-to rifle and a go-to handgun, they have a PSA 16-inch mid-length 5.56 right hand 1 and 7 twist phosphate barrel, 13.5 M-lock grip with a dagger. Comes with a rifle and a dagger combo for $800. That's $200 off, guys. You save $200 right now, and you get for $800 you get a rifle and a freaking dagger with the freaking link. So check that out, guys. It's gonna save some of y'all a lot of money. We'll pretend to be a YouTuber here and turn the light on. Check the freaking link. All right, let's go back to the comments, guys. SIG MSR. Stay away from the MSR. Do the SIG Romeo 5. They're awesome. I own like 5 of them. The SIG Romeo 5 is awesome, Keegan. One second, guys. For anyone just tuning in, check out the description below if you want to save some money on some awesome deals for right to bear arms for legal unlimited legal protection if you have to use your firearm in a home in a any sort of shooting, and PSA is a sponsor of the video. Okay, here we go. Yeah, stay away from the SIG MSR. Get the SIG Romeo 5. More bang for your buck. Jay asks, what are my opinions on running a full-size light H1 for concealed carry? Don't need it. Carry a handheld. I wish I had I might actually. Let's see if I have my handheld light here. Of course, I'm not going to. Yeah, just carry your freaking handheld stream light, guys. 500 lumen light or whatever. I think it's a ProTac 2L. Is what I carry. I think some of y'all know what I'm talking about. The Streamlight ProTac 2L. Let's see. Yeah, you don't need a weapon mounted light. It's not mandatory. You just need to have a white light, a quality white light. Okay. Crow asks, the frame size is different. You can heat up the mod. Yeah, I mean, some of y'all he's talking about the dagger compatibility for holsters. Guys, just make sure you're running a quality holster that fits your gun. That's made for your gun. Jay says, love the videos too. Appreciate the straightforward. Guys, I'm going to tell you, everyone here, the same thing I tell my trainees, right? For those of you who don't know, I'm a drill sergeant, right? If you're just now tuning in. So I am 100% transparent. I'm never going to lie to you about nothing. So I am who I am. If you don't like it, cool. If you like it, cool. Thanks, man. Seven says, Ice Sphere, I don't know what that is. Bead sight versus ghost ring sight on a shotgun. All you need on a shotgun is freaking bead. I have ghost ring sights or like actual iron sights on my Beretta 1301, and on my Remington 870, I have a bead. But I recommend if you buy a shotgun, all you need is a bead. Put the buckshot on their heart. They're gonna be good to go. Um, Chris says you want an M4 so bad. I'm assuming you're talking about a Benelli. I would steer you towards Beretta 1301. Cheaper, lighter, faster. Oh damn.
I figured rather than doing this bit where I bring
Well, I'm
everything-
gonna wrap it up, guys. I'm gonna get a refill real quick. Post your questions down below, guys. Shout out to Trenchwife for hooking us up,
You're welcome.
guys. Post whatever questions you have. We are gonna wrap up here in a few minutes, so that way everyone can get on with their evening, and I can play some Halo Infinite. Guys, if you want to play Halo Infinite with me or other games, check out the Patreon. It is where we get buddies to train with in a game with. It's only $5 a month, as well as check out the description here. If you're seeing this very soon, on Memorial Day weekend, you can get 50% off if you check the daily deals in the description below. I get a kickback, and y'all get a good deal. Okay. refill on the whiskey, guys. Cheers. All right, let's go through some more questions. All right, guys, post your questions below. We are going to wrap this up here in a couple minutes. Where were we? M4, Keegan says M4 get the collapsible and jerry rig over limb saver. Guys, check out the Beretta 1301. I think you'll like it better because it's gonna be lighter. It's gonna recoil less. Okay, it's not gonna pinch your thumb when trying to feed it quickly. I would recommend checking out the Beretta 1301. Moving on. Richard says he regrets getting his LPVO also. Yeah, I mean, they have a purpose, but most people in this chat right now could literally get away with using an EOTech and a magnifier or a red dot and a magnifier. The magnifier I use is the EOTech. The SIG Romeo 5, you can buy like freaking 5 of them and put them on 5 different guns and they're cheap. It's like $120. If you use the freaking stuff below, you can probably get it for cheaper right now. Seven says, do you think you should arm wrestle Admin and Garand best gun tuber title? So I know that Admin would beat me because he's got about at least 6 inches in height and probably about 40 pounds on me. I don't know about Grantham. I might be able to take Grantham in an arm wrestle though. He looks pretty lean to me. Yeah, shout out to Grantham and freaking Admin. They're awesome channels. Keegan's have an MSR for now. Gonna get a Romeo 5 in a month or two. I mean, I would get a Romeo 5. Yeah, it's way better. It's way better for like a small amount of money more. You get way better performance. Thoughts on the micro dagger? Just get the Glock 19 size 1. Any thoughts on them Jennifer holsters? Just get for holsters, guys. There's only 3 you need. So, Safariland, T-Rex arms, and NSR tactical. Here's what the NSR looks like. Guys, this is for my 43 and 43X. Oh, yeah. 7 was talking about the ice ball. Yeah, it's like an ice ball thing for whiskey, man. Naked holster. Nope. You need a. Oh, guys, for home defense, check out Mr. Guns and Gear. He did a good video that I totally agree with. It's gonna make some of y'all rethink home defense. He did a video talking about just having handguns accessible for home defense because of one, maneuverability, and two, not getting killed by the cops answering your door, okay, and stuff like that. That way you can actually hide it, so you're not coming to the door with a rifle, right? So check out Mr. Guns and Gear stuff for home defense. He had an awesome discussion in that video that I really enjoyed. Okay. We're getting to the end of the questions, guys. We're going to end the stream here in a second. Nick asks, oh, any thoughts on size of red dot for pistols? So if you can get the ones I like are the 407C, 507K, and Holosun EPS and Holosun 509T. I've shot all those different red dots, and all of them have been awesome. So those are my recommendations on red dots for pistols. High Plains says, but what about all those LPVO means after the national shooter got clapped by one? Man, as I'm giving you my thoughts on the internet, this is going to be kind of funny, but don't just trust what the hype is on the internet, guys. Listen to what your gun tubers are telling you and use your own best judgment and get out there and actually train with the LPVO. I think if you actually train with an LPVO, you realize it's really heavy, and for most situations, it's not going to be as useful as you think it is. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up this video. Check out the sponsor of today's video. It's going to be Palmetto State Armory. Check the link below to save you 50% on their daily deals for the Memorial Day sale, as well as Right to Bear. Right to Bear has a Freedom 15 code to save 15% off. If you need unlimited legal protection, check the description below. They'll help you in court if you ever have to use your weapon for personal defense, as well as the Patreon, guys. The Patreon is $5 a month. It gets you access to the Discord, and it gets you people to train with and game with over in the Discord. And the Patreon motivates me to actually make more content for y'all because I work 6 days a week, 16-hour days as a drill sergeant, and it's hard to convince myself to get out here and film for y'all. So, and it helps replace my ammo that I'm using for y'all. All right, guys. I love making content for y'all. Thanks for being here for this live stream. We'll try to do it again next weekend. This is going to be Trench Grenade signing out. Have a good night, guys. Cheers.